Hello and welcome. Fresh off of doing my expert level runs, I'm going to do a Let's A+ Cramps made by Nova. Now, admittedly, I'm usually not a fan of user-generated content for games, but this set of levels has definitely proven that to be a pretty false assumption. These levels are really awesome, and they take a little bit of every artistic style and every obstacle that you face so far and kind of mashes them all into 20 really well-designed levels. In terms of difficulty, I'd place it somewhere around the Dark World stages of Chapter 3, where it can be pretty challenging, but really not that bad, and you don't have to be an expert to get through it. I love this stage. It kind of reminds me of like the 80s action movies. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna bust out and be like, "Get down, get in the chopper, do it now." With that said, let's move back onto these levels here. Most of them have, a little bit of saws. There's some tricky jumps and nothing that's really going to cause you to throw your controller. Most of your deaths are just going to be by your own fault or doing something stupid. I went through, and a lot of these aren't the fastest runs that are possible, but I made sure to A+ every single level just so that this serves as a little bit better of a walkthrough than a true Let's Play. Some levels, like that one, are really straightforward and really easy. This one might actually have some secrets to it if you can go up rather than going through this path that I've shown, since there are a couple of ways where you can get up onto the roof of the level, so something to keep in mind. These lasers that move back and forth, there's a couple more that will show up in later levels, might be my favorite obstacle out of this entire collection. It's something new, something that we haven't seen before in prior Meat Boy levels, and even though it is a little bit different, it fits in really seamlessly within the artistic style and style of gameplay. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Again, I don't know who Nova is, the maker of all these levels, but whoever he or she is definitely did a great job, and hopefully this is a sign of great things to come for all the other user-generated levels once that edition is uploaded on Steam. This one doesn't show up too well on the replay system. Basically, keys keep falling down, and then you need to pick them up. Meanwhile, saws fly down, and you need to avoid hitting those. This is one of those other levels where you have a laser that moves back and forth, and I got really overzealous in this part, as you can see from my numerous deaths that went on there. But pretty straightforward little level. This one doesn't show up too well, but you hit the key right off the bat and have to haul ass because all these things are unlocking at a really fast rate. The only thing that was pretty tricky about this was that very last jump. You can't see it because the saws are getting blocked since the locking mechanism still exists, but just go really fast and time that last jump, and not too bad. This is kind of another situation where the saws don't show through because the locking mechanism and the replays don't work out too well. This is the first of a few different levels from Hell, and these ones are really awesome. There's the next level that will be coming up is actually my favorite out of the entire bunch, and this one's pretty cool. It combines a little bit of that very last level from Cotton Alley, but not nearly as long or as frustrating. This one I like just it has a couple of cool obstacles in it, and visually it's just really appealing to me. I don't know, there's something about it kind of looking like one of those old school steel factories, and the combination of simple colors really works well. Sort of the same idea, but you just have green rather than red going around. There are a couple of tricky jumps, but most of them are easy to get around as long as you jump off the walls instead of jumping from a standstill. This is another level that's awesome. It kind of reminds me of that one game, Warlords, on the Atari 2600, where each person's in a separate corner and they're trying to fire at each other. It doesn't show up in the replays, but the idea is you jump up and you get that key, and then you need to trick all these missiles into firing at this main complex that's in the middle, and eventually it creates a path so that you can get to Bandage Girl. Again, Nova went with another pretty innovative level that uses the missile and disappearing blocks. They don't explode in the replay, but you can get the idea, especially when I will screw up in a little bit and then luckily have a nice recovery. So you need to just basically run back and forth, grab the keys, and dodge the missiles while all that's going on. And it's one of those where you have to kind of manage the level as you go on to make sure you don't screw yourself. Well, this is the last one, and luckily it's really short. This one made me laugh out loud when I first got to it, and you just jump in there and jump across and hope your ass does not get hit by a saw. As you can see, I don't know, it looked like I should have died on that one, but made it out okay. Well, anyway, that's all the levels. Hopefully there will be more content in the future, and I really look forward to seeing what people do with the level editor. Thanks for watching, and take care.